Hey everyone, I'm Mackayla, and today on the Soundtrack of Our Lives podcast, we have American Women. So if you guys want to introduce yourself so that later on we can tell you by your voices.
Yeah.
Uh, I am I am Elton, the guitarist.
I'm Sarah, the singer.
I'm Melissa, the bass player.
Awesome. And then Oscar will maybe be joining us later, having issues with Zoom. We'll see what happens.
Yes. He's our drummer.
Yeah, so American Women came together last July. Can you tell us a little bit about how that came to be?
Yeah, I'll started. Sarah and I were in a band originally. I think 3 years ago. I want to say I can't remember the exact date, but
Yeah, back in 2021.
yeah, back in 2021. She joined a band, and then we've known each other from high school,
Mhm.
and that band's guitarist dropped out, and so I joined as the guitarist of that band. I was supposed to be a temp, but we ended up I ended up being, I guess, the permanent guitar player. And so we decided, or I guess we were only real we only played with them a couple times a month.
Mhm.
Not a month, sorry, a couple times a year, maybe like 6 or 7 times a year, and then I guess eventually everyone got busy, and then the band kind of fell apart.
Mhm.
And Sarah and I wanted to start our own project where we wrote originals, and we got to play more often, and just do more band stuff. And um, and so that's when we decided to start writing originals, her and I together, and start looking for other members so we can finally start playing as our own project.
Mhm.
And after that, we finished most of the EP. We had most of the EP down, and we started looking for members. And that's when we found a drummer and a bassist, which are not actually Melissa and Oscar. They were different people, and uh, and so we played a couple shows. We played about 2 shows every week for about 6 months,
Mhm.
and eventually they got really busy, and so we had to find our bassist and drummer, a new bassist and drummer, because they both had to drop out, and
Right.
that's where we found our bassist went first, and that's when we got Melissa, and so and then once our drummer dropped out, we decided to get a new drummer, obviously, and we were really lucky because Oscar's Melissa's brother, so we were able to have a drummer, replacement drummer, real fast, and so we just decided to have him as our permanent drummer. So that is the formation of us four. And originally, actually, we had a rhythm guitarist, but that was the original lineup. It was 5 of us with an original rhythm guitarist, but
Mhm.
he got too busy, and we decided to stay as a 4-piece because it's just easier to
Scheduling.
plan things
Yeah.
out. Sure.
Yeah.
But Melissa, what is it like working with your brother?
It's really fun. It's really fun. I really like having someone close to me, to be able to share music whenever we're bored. We could just be learn this song and then we'll play together. Yeah, it's really fun.
That's cool. I feel like I would love working with my brother, but also hate it.
Yeah, there's some times where we don't get along, but
Yeah, that's siblings.
yeah.
So, what inspired the name American Woman?
Oh, yes. So Elton and I were actually thrifting right before we started this band, and I saw a shirt with the red text American Woman on a plain t-shirt, and I was like,
Mhm.
wow, that'd make a really good band name. And then we forgot about it for like 2 months. And then once we had the official lineup to start playing shows, we decided to start using the name, and that's how American Woman came about.
I like
At,
it.
in the American Woman timeline, I guess I would say this was right before we played our first show, and right when in between right before we played our first show and after our original band broke up.
Okay.
So it was around there. We were originally named Puppy Eyes before
Yes,
that.
yes.
So we were looking for a new name.
Yeah. Went through
I
a lot
think
of it.
I think I like American Woman better.
Thank you. I think we do too. Yeah.
I mean, Puppy Eyes is cool, but I think American Woman is just better, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
guess. Yeah.
Yeah, so you guys put out your self-titled EP. So what was that like making that new music?
It was
Process.
yeah, it was a really long process. I remember two of the songs on there, which is Out the Window and Sonder, Better Than Stranger Sonder. Those were songs that I had written for the other band, for our original band, but
Hmm.
I showed it to the members, but we didn't really want to work on it. So we just decided to I just decided to like keep them and I don't know, maybe use them at some point for something else. And so we just decided to work on them for American Woman, and they were, but I would say Out the Window was completely different.
Yeah, he was singing it first.
And so the first song we actually started working on was Bats in the Belfry. That was the first song we like really got, Sarah and I got together, and
That was our first time writing. Yeah.
yeah, that was our first time writing together, and I threw down some chords, and we started kind of thinking of a theme for the song, and that's how we were able to finish it. I remember we had the original idea, and we recorded a demo for it, and we were still trying to make this work with the drummer from our old band, but eventually he decided to part ways as well. So it was really only her and I that ended up finishing the song.
Yeah.
So, and for the EP, we produced it at home. Well, Bats in the Belfry actually was recorded in the studio, and then we decided that was a route we didn't want to take because it was, one, very expensive, and two, I feel like the creative process was just easier if we were to be able to just take our time and do everything from home. And so we got the recording equipment that we could afford, and we set up at our old drummer's house, and we just recorded the EP, and I mixed and mastered it, and we're really happy with the way it came out.
Yeah.
It was a really long process.
We even glued the little soundproofing to our drummer's walls too.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was definitely a new experience for all of us.
Hi, Oscar.
Oh, there he is.
Oh, he's back. He did it.
Well, is it working?
Yay, it's
Yes.
working.
Okay,
Perfect.
sweet.
Always an issue with Zoom. It's always something.
I just ended up putting it on my phone because my computer was being weird.
Well, glad you were able to make it.
Thank you.
So, how do you, when you're writing a song, make sure that everybody has equal input?
I mean, I would say for the EP, since Sarah and I were both able to write most of the songs, because at that point it was just her and I, and
Right.
It, like, her and I feel like we worked really well together because we were just able to bounce out ideas and throw something down, and if like one of us isn't feeling it, we're like, nah, let's change it up, and so it's really easy to, I think it's easier to work with two people than it is to work with a bigger group of people. But usually the way we have written a song together we haven't written a song together as us four, but we have written a song as Sarah, me, Melissa, and our old drummer.
Okay.
But we haven't written with Oscar quite yet. But the way that process went is that Sarah and I got together and we structured out most of the song, and then we met up with our drummer and bassist, or Melissa and our old drummer, and we kind of just we show them what we have, and then we all discuss how we feel about the structure and if we have any ideas we want to add, and then everyone kind of works on their own drum part and then their own bass part, and then we come together to really just like kind of iron out all the wrinkles for whatever kind of ideas we have.
Yeah, so Oscar, I had asked Melissa this question earlier, but what is it like working with your sister?
It's pretty normal, I think. Like, we haven't done like too much together yet. It's more just like playing in bands together. But I don't know. With the writing together, we haven't done too much at all. We mostly just practice together, and that's just like, I don't know, it feels normal, pretty natural with like anything we play.
It's good. So you said that when you were writing, which song was it? Bats in the Belfry, you said? You kind of started writing it and then had an idea, or did the idea come first of like what you wanted the song to be?
So Elton, sorry, do you mind if I?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, so Elton actually said he had a dream about this song.
Ooh.
And so he recorded like a very like rough demo of it that night, and then he had showed me the next day, and I was like, oh wow, okay. I was like, you definitely have a vision for this. And so we just kind of sat there and just kind of just threw out ideas, whatever we were feeling at the time. I know we were feeling very emotional because starting a band from scratch is very very hard.
I can
Um,
imagine.
so we just kind of put all of those emotions into that song, and that's what came out of it. I think it came out a little kind of I'm trying to think of the word for it, but I think you can definitely tell that there's a lot of emotions that we were feeling at the time when we were writing Bats at the Belfry.
Definitely a lot. We were feeling very also, I guess, overwhelmed with, we were in a band before, and then having to start from scratch was like it was it was quite the feeling that we were feeling,
Yeah.
especially because in our old band, like Sarah and I didn't really network with a lot of people. It was mostly
Mhm.
the other members, so we didn't really know a lot of people in like the music scene. So it
Yeah,
was
we
like
Right.
very hard to
we weren't very
integrate
familiar.
again as American women.
Yeah, I bet that can bring up a lot of scary feelings.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So, what would you say are some of your biggest musical influences, both as a band and then as individuals?
I guess I'll go ahead and start with this one, but I would say as a band, um, well, since Sarah and I have written most of the all the originals, I would say that um, big inspirations. There's definitely the biggest inspiration I would say is Sir Chloe. She's like an indie artist, and and another artist that I take a lot of my inspiration from is a band called Bayside. And anyone who I talk to, I tell this to, that Bayside is like my absolute favorite band, and I just love their storytelling, and just like I love their guitar parts. They're really good, and I take a lot of inspiration from like all the guitars in their records into our music.
Mhm.
And another one which is kind of weird for our sound is Logic, the rapper.
Mhm.
But I think I take a lot of his production and his like visions for his songs into the actual production and mixing of the music, where like different elements pop out in like different areas of like the headphones, like once pops on the right and then moves to the left, and like moving throughout the song, and like just little elements that pop up here and there that that you don't really catch the first time you're listening to it, but on that second or third or fourth listen, you hear something new, and you're like, wow, I didn't know that was there, you know. So Sarah, you should say who your inspirations are for like melodies, and then you can go to Melissa.
Of course, of course. Okay, so my musical inspiration, I guess, for the vocals would definitely be Lana Del Rey. I love her backing vocals in all of her music, and we definitely take inspiration from that with all of the backing oohs and ahs and the harmonies that we do. We just love adding that little bit of flair to it, you know. And I also do like Mitski's singing style as well, and her lyricism. I think she's very poetic, and I love how she portrays all of her emotions, and that's just how I want to convey our emotions as well.
Mhm.
So those are definitely my two big inspirations.
For bass, I think some of the inspirations that I have are a band called the Marias and then a band called Men I Trust. I think their bass lines sound very simple, but they're pretty intricate when you try to learn them. So yeah, I just think it's really cool.
And then I think I pull a lot of influence from just the bands I listen to the most for their drummers, like Paramore, 21 Pilots, Fall Out Boy, and more recently, like stuff like Hail the Sun, a little bit heavier, and Pierce the Veil.
Mhm. Yeah, there's a lot of good influences from everybody.
All very
Yeah,
different,
very
makes a
diverse.
unique sound.
Yeah, I think it's interesting because, bringing all of those together and then you're creating a different sound than all of those.
Yeah, I think it helps us create our own like voice
Mhm.
from all of those influences for sure.
Yeah, I can definitely hear little bits of everything kind of in there. So, if you guys are ever feeling uninspired to create or play music, what in kind of gets those juices going again?
For me, I think I'll go first. But for me, my biggest, I guess, source of inspiration is just listening to my favorite artists. I just kind of listen to their songs, and sorry, my dog's is going crazy in the background.
What's your dog's name?
His name is Caillou.
Oh,
Yeah, like the show. But he's a mixed terrier. But I would say what gets my creative juices flowing are listening to my favorite artists and hearing like all their like really like deeply listening to their lyrics and like the little intricate guitar parts that are added here and there, and it definitely gets me going, especially when I'm really not feeling like writing. I just put on their record, and I just kind of sit down and I essentially learn the song, and I see if I can add my own lyrics on top of their music or add any guitar parts that I want, and then maybe change the rhythm. And that's how a lot of the songs that we have now were also written as well. So
Yeah, I think, how do we get the juices flowing? I guess how do I get the juices flowing? I guess. Honestly, I like scrolling on TikTok. I'm huge on that. And I like watching like the story time videos. And I think when I find a really unique or interesting story of like someone else, I'm like, wow, that would be a really cool concept for a song. And so I'll start jotting down lyrics kind of based around like the idea that I took from like videos that I've seen, and that's how that's actually how Sonder came about. Yeah. Um I found the meaning of Sonder, just, realizing that everyone around you has a different story, and I just thought it was so unique, and that's definitely how I get the juices flowing again. Yeah.
I've never written an original song, but I think a way to go about it would be like jamming together with the people in the band and then just seeing what goes from there.
that's good. Did you want to add anything?
I usually just like to just practice like the hardest songs I know, or hardest but also like the most fun to play, and then usually after that I'll just start um like freestyling, I guess, or just playing random beats on the drums and see what I like. Try to take fills from like these hard songs that I know and stuff like that. Kind of gets me hyped.
That makes sense. Yeah, so you guys have only been around for a little bit over a year. What has the reception been like from your fans?
Oh, well, they've been nothing but supportive. They have definitely shown their love for us, and I hope we're showing it back to them. They we had no idea that we would be received so well, especially because this is most of our first times as being um musicians and writing and just doing the whole band process, and I just can't believe that we actually reached so many people, and that they are really enjoying our music, and are enjoying what we have to say. So it's
it's
been
so cool. They also like write, they do fan art of us, and like
Oh,
they're
cool.
huge they're huge on fan art. Yeah.
yeah, they're really big on fan art, and like we really appreciate it, and like we try to connect with everyone, and show the love back, because I feel like people who listen to music and support like smaller artists and just any artist in general are they deserve the as much appreciation as they give to the artists, because I guess they're the ones that help music thrive, and they just deserve the world, and we just want to give the world to them back for
Absolutely.
sure,
Yeah,
both
truly.
like in the music and like with anything we do to give back to them.
Mhm.
Yeah. I think we're
Were
just
there
trying to build a community around our fans. So yeah.
Yeah.
were there any particular pieces of fan art that stood out?
Oh, a fan drew one that really sticks out is that in the game GTA, someone made their car, and they made like they basically drew the EP art on like the side of the car, and then
Oh,
they designed kind of like to make the car look pop arty in the game, and they were just driving around, and they showed us like pictures of their design, like they're like a wrap of the car, and it was really cool.
That was the
That was
most
really awesome.
interesting. That was the most unique one I've seen.
Yeah,
Like,
and another one that I would say sticks out is when we played our very first show. Someone was before anyone at all knew who we were. our very first show, someone was there in the bar that we played at. They were drawing us and they sent it to us, and it
Wow.
was just crazy to see that someone was there capturing our very very first show without ever like knowing who we were, and like they it was a really cool sketch of us, and
Yeah.
I was just very surprised. I was very taken back because it's just such a cool piece of art and like such a, I guess, cool story behind it.
That's
That's
really
because
cool.
someone noticed us at the time.
Yeah, for sure.
So I have a question for Oscar and Melissa. So what advice would you give to people who are in a band with their siblings?
I don't know. I think it's just honestly like how well they get along. 'Cause if you don't get along, then probably don't be in a band together.
I think it
But
depends because like the band or the whole band Kiss didn't get along, and like they're doing good, so
yeah, but that's like a
You
lightning
live
in a
with your
bottle type
sibling,
thing.
like you're gonna
that's,
see each other a lot. So
that's true.
But yeah, I don't know. Like, I guess just get used to like playing together if you're gonna be in a band. But that should be, I guess, easy because you're basically together all the time.
Okay. And then Sarah and Elton, what advice would you give to somebody who is trying to start their own band?
Oh,
There's plenty of advice there to give, especially I don't know, we've had a lot of struggles, and I think the biggest one was finding people to join your band, especially when starting out, because it's a pretty rough process when you're starting out. But there are plenty of apps and websites that you can go on, like gohendrix.com, and an app called Vamper, where it's essentially Tinder for musicians,
Mhm.
to find each other to join bands, and that's something that you can do. And another big piece of advice that I can give is, um, rehearse. Rehearsal is for coming together and for everyone to know their parts. And all you do is flatten out the kinks and whatever timing issues you have, and make sure you come prepared. Um, because especially for bands that can't get together that often, I think you have to make the most of your rehearsal time.
Mhm.
And one more piece of advice that I can give is to set goals for what you want to do. That way, kind of how much time you're putting into the band, whether if you're doing it for fun or if you're doing it to try to make a career out of it. That helps you kind of determine how much time you want to put in, and then like the sacrifices you want to make for that if they align with the goals that you have for the band.
Mhm.
also just like, once you do get your shows and you connect with other bands, like really try and talk to those bands because you never know who is also like going through the same thing you are, and then maybe you guys can help each other out. And
Mhm.
also it helps with like booking because then other bands could be like, oh wait, I know this other band, and then it also helps you get shows and get your name out there as well. So it's not
It's
just
also good to
it's about the music community too.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's also about making making genuine friends with the musicians there, and like getting to know everyone, because there's a lot of very genuine people out there who like just want to help and be friends, and it's just fun to meet a lot of people.
Yeah.
I bet. So can you guys share any future plans that are coming in the following months?
For future plans that we have coming out, we are hoping to release an album, a full-length album,
Ooh.
by the end of the year, hopefully.
Okay.
I have a lot of songs that I have kind of in the back burner because we've been just trying to get like Melissa and Oscar situated,
Mhm.
uh, because they're the newest members of the band. They've been playing for like about 3 or 4 months with us, and we're just trying to get situated, performing live, and especially since we changed the songs up, when we play live, it's different than a recording,
Mhm.
and just getting to know each other well as a band.
Oh, it's
Um,
important.
it's something that we want to do. But as for band plans, we also want to start touring. So
Hopefully by the end of the year. Yeah, hopefully.
hopefully by the end of the year, we plan to do well, we're hoping to aim to play all of or most of California,
Mhm.
so that we can start getting accustomed to not being at home, and kind of booking other shows, and like figuring out a budget and how we can afford to, for gas and places we stay at, or
Mhm.
where we're even sleeping, and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
All important things.
Mhm.
Yeah, and another plan we have is merch, American Woman merchandise. We have a lot of
Ooh.
really cool merchandise that we want to share, and hopefully our fans enjoy it, because we're super excited to release, because a lot of fans are asking for it, and we want to give the fans what they want. So
That's some super exciting plans. I can't wait to
yes.
see it all come together.
Oh, we are super
We're
excited.
very excited.
I can tell. Yeah. So before I ask the last question, was there anything else that you guys wanted to mention or talk about?
Well, getting to know the fans is amazing, but I also noticed that they are being inspired to start their own bands, and I just wanted to tell them that they should absolutely go for it and just not be scared to have their voice being heard. And yeah, that's what I had to say. But yeah.
Oh, that's a very good piece of advice that I'd like to add on, is that when we first started this band, it was like we never ever would have thought that we would have gotten to this point right now.
Mhm.
And so just like honestly, don't be scared, to, like Sarah said, to put your voice out there, and just remember that anything is possible 100%. um, there like people who are super huge now, like household names. um, I always try to remind myself that those people were definitely at a point in their careers where they were like, how is it even possible to get that big and look at
Mhm.
where they are now? And yeah, another thing that I would like to add on, um, before you ask the last question, is that our next show is on August 31st, in East LA. So be sure to check out our Instagram. We posted a flyer on our pin stories, and it's a backyard vibes. It's gonna be super fun. A bunch of other bands playing, and so you can stay and hang out with us and talk to us afterwards. We'd love to meet all of you who are watching.
Ooh, that's super. That sounds super fun.
Yeah, we're super excited.
Yeah.
It's a yearly kind of event that the band that booked us for it throws. So we're really excited.
Oh, cool. Melissa or Oscar, did you have anything to add?
I think Elton got most of our points.
Yeah, just our next show coming up. That's pretty much it.
Okay. So the last question is, what is the soundtrack of your life?
As in like my favorite record, my favorite
So
album.
I leave it open to interpretation because it's of your life. So it's however you want to answer it.
Oh, ooh. Um, I would say the soundtrack of my life um, to do as best as you can in is to do the best as I can in like the things that I like doing. So when I like get into a new hobby, for example, I like to really just try to see as how far I can get
Mhm.
in that hobby, and just put effort into it, because I feel like if you're gonna get into, for myself at least, if I'm gonna get into doing something, then I want to, that time that I'm putting into it, I want to do the best as I can in that time, and I think um, that's how I would want um, the soundtrack of my life to be.
Love it.
Good answer. I was about to say something like Lana Del Rey.
I mean, that works. It's your life.
But
It's
I guess if we want to get deep with it, though, I guess the soundtrack of my life would just be the experiences that we have and the people we meet and just things that define us. Yeah.
I would say just enjoy what you're doing and have fun. Like, don't take everything too seriously.
I think for me right now, it's just practicing, trying to learn new things and constantly getting better and developing the skill to hopefully one day be one of the best.
Love it. It sounds like you guys all have really positive mindsets.
We try.
try for sure.
It's one of those things, easier said than done.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So for all of our listeners, where can they find you to stay updated?
You can find us on our Instagram, which is where we're most active. We try to respond to every new follower. We try to send them a thank you DM, but Instagram marks that as spam a lot of the times and bans us
Wow.
from DMing first for like the first couple of hours, for like a couple hours, and then we're able to get to people again. And we're always like announcing shows on there mostly, and just having like interactive questions for you guys to answer, and just have fun with our music. And a lot of our content, most of our content is posted and advertised on there, and or promoted on there. So
But we also
American Woman _ band.
Yes, and we also have a website, AmericanWomanBand.com, that has everything everyone needs to know about our band.
And you can go to a lot of plugs, but you can go to AmericanWomanBand.com/music, where you can find all the streaming platforms that we're on, and as well as check out our YouTube channel, which you can find at our website. We post vlogs on there since we started the band, and we post vlogs on there and just following us through our musical journey. And yeah.
I think that's really cool that you try and reach out to every follower.
Yeah, it's Instagram makes it a little hard sometimes.
I bet.
Us, and then like a lot of, and then your DMs break, our DMs break for a little bit, and then like we're not able to see new messages, and it sucks because we like Instagram does not let us get to everyone, but we try to post on our stories. Hey, reach out. Yeah, we tell everyone on our stories like, hey, reach out, and then we try to get to everyone that Instagram shows us, because a lot of them, I don't know, they get thrown all the way at the bottom of our DMs, and we cannot find them, and we can't even reach out first, and it's just unfortunate. But if you're watching this, message us, and we'll definitely get back to you. So
yeah, we always want to thank everyone new, because truthfully, they're helping us have our voices heard, and they deserve a thank you.
definitely.
Well, thank you guys so much for taking the time to talk to me today.
Well, thank you for having
us.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
I'm super excited about this interview.
Okay, well, have a nice rest of your day.
You
You
too.
too.
Thank
Well,
you.
thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye.